On May 5th, 2023, the Pokemon Company will be releasing this Palkia VSTAR League Battle Deck, which is looking to be an excellent pickup for anyone looking to get into the competitive side of the Pokemon trading card game. It's going to cost $29.99 US, and it's going to be out on May 5th. And last time we talked about it, we didn't really know much more other than what's on the front of this box. But now, because we've gotten photos, thanks to Poke Guardian, we've got a picture of the back of the box, and we have the full deck list here, which we're going to talk about in detail. I'm Jet from inthirdperson.com. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's break down the deck list of the Origin Form Palkia VSTAR League Battle Deck. Let's head over to PTCGO to break down the contents of this deck. You will be getting 3 copies of Palkia V and 2 copies of Palkia VSTAR. You're primarily going to be fighting with the Palkia VSTAR, which has the amazing attack Subspace Swell, which has the potential to hit for upwards of 260 damage if both benches are full, and for only 2 water energy, one of the most efficient attackers in the game. It's also got the amazing V-Star Power Star Portal, where during your turn, you may attach up to 3 water energy cards from your discard pile to your water Pokemon in any way you like. You can power up another Palkia V-Star, or you can power up Radiant Greninja, which has the Moonlight Shuriken attack, which lets you do 90 damage to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. And this is an amazing attacker. Also, with its Conceal the Cards ability, allows you to get that energy into the discard while also helping you draw cards. It has incredible synergy with Palkia, and it's amazing that it's included in this deck. You're going to be getting 3 Palkia V, 2 Palkia V-Star, and 1 Radiant Greninja as your rare cards, your rare Pokemon cards. I really wish they had gone 3-3 Palkia and the Radiant Greninja, but if you had to take out a card, then yeah, I guess you take out 1 Palkia V-Star so you can squeeze in the Radiant Greninja as well. Thankfully, the deck is built in such a way that it has a counter to that, like a plan B in case you do lose both Palkias, but we'll get there in a second. As far as its draw engine is concerned, right, up until this point, we have been playing Palkia V-Star with the Shady Dealings engine, and going forward, based on the lists we've seen from Japan, Bibarel is the way to go with its Industrious Incisors ability. It lets you draw until you have 5 cards in your hand. Amazing ability. World champion even. And we are getting a 3-3 line of 3 Bidoofs and 3 Bibarels. And personally, like, I think it's amazing it's here. It's a little bit of fluff. I don't think you need 3 of each. 2-2 is fine. I'm also not sure if it's going to be this Bidoof. There is a new Bidoof that came out in Crown Zenith that has this ability, Carefree Countenance, where it prevents bench damage to the Bidoof. It would be really nice if that comes in the League Battle deck. I'm not sure if it's going to. I'm guessing it's the Brilliant Stars version. The deck also includes 1 copy of Manaphy to protect the bench. We also get, we've already talked about the Greninja, a little bit of filler here as well. We get the Hisuian Basculin. Now, there's a bunch of different Hisuian Basculins in the game right now. I'm almost certain it's the Gather the Crew version, where for 0 energy, you get to search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon and put them onto your bench, then shuffle your deck. In a worst case scenario, you can get down 2 Palkias or a Palkia and Greninja or a Palkia and Bidoof and get rolling from there. Even if this gets knocked out, next turn you could potentially have your Palkia V-Star ready to go. For trainer cards, we've got 4 copies of Battle VIP Pass, which is a high-risk, high-reward card that allows you to bench 2 Pokemon, 2 basic Pokemon, if you've got it in your hand, but only on your first turn. So you definitely want to draw into these early, ideally. If not, you've also got a couple of Pokemon Search here with 2 copies of Hisuian Heavy Ball, which searches for basic Pokemon in your prizes, as well as 4 copies of Ultra Ball, which lets you grab any Pokemon of your choice. Amazing card. It does feel like it's a little light on Pokemon Search. Maybe in a world of where it's got post-rotation cards, I would like to see like Nest Ball in here, but this doesn't have that. That's okay. And yeah, worth noting, there are no post-rotation cards in this list. This is a list that you can build right now if you just can't wait. We also have a copy of Echoing Horn, which lets you take a Pokemon from your opponent's discard pile and put it onto their bench. This is a really sneaky good card in that, one, you can put a Pokemon on your opponent's bench so your Palkia does 20 more damage, or you can combo this with Boss's Orders to then gust up, say, a Pokemon V and take 2 prizes to get ahead of the prize race or even win the game. Energy Search is in here with 2 copies of it, and this is actually a sneaky good inclusion in this deck with this engine because we combo this with Irida, which lets you grab a water Pokemon plus an item card, and with Energy Search in the deck, you can use this to also get energy, which is a really sneaky good combo. I also love the fact, well, we've got 2 copies of Switch here, which is handy in case you need to pivot the Palkia out of the active, or pivot the Bibarel, or get the Greninja into the active for its Moonlight Shuriken attack. So 2 copies of Switch is great. 4 copies of Trekking Shoes, which lets you look at the top card of your deck, and you can either keep that card or discard that card and draw another one. This is a card that is great as draw support, even more draw support in this deck because you've already got Radiant Greninja, you've got the Bibarel, and the Trekking Shoes as well. Very aggressive build in terms of drawing through your deck. I don't hate it though. Trekking Shoes is a great card. For stadiums, we have 2 copies of Lake Acuity. This is an interesting choice. Not Path to the Peak, not Temple of Sinnoh, which are meant to counteract your opponent's decks. This actually gives you the ability to take 20 less damage if you've got water energy on your Pokemon. This is a sneaky good inclusion into this particular deck where you're only getting 2 copies of Palkia VSTAR. Lake Acuity allows you to tank a little more damage and potentially get more life out of your 2 Palkia VSTARs instead. You might want to switch this with like Path to the Peak, Temple of Sinnoh, but Lake Acuity is not a bad stadium to have in general, and getting a couple of these in the deck is very nice. 3 copies of Boss's Orders, so you can gust your opponent's bench Pokemon into the active, helping you take a massive KO. Yes, Palkia VSTAR can do up to 260 damage by itself. It also can go up to 290 with Choice Belt, but in case you just need to take a Pokemon V or a smaller target or what have you, 3 copies of Boss's Orders is amazing to have. One of the key cards in the Palkia deck to this point is Irida, which lets you grab a water Pokemon, whether basic or evolution, and an item card and put them into your hand. Now, this lets you get Palkia V, Palkia VSTAR, and Radiant Greninja. However, the item card part actually gets worse post-rotation because tool cards do not count as item cards going forward. So you're not going to be able to get your choice belts with Irida anymore. However, you can grab some other items like Battle VIP Pass, Echoing Horn, and Energy Search to grab energy, which is great nevertheless. In instances where you need to get your Pokemon back or your energy back, we've got Klara, which is normally not a card in the Palkia VSTAR deck, but I do like its inclusion here, especially since we're only getting 2 Palkia VSTARs. With Klara, this lets you do one or both, get 2 Pokemon from your discard pile into your hand, or put up to 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile into your hand. So you can grab like 2 Palkia VSTARs or your Palkia V and VSTAR, as well as 2 basic energies, get them back into your hand directly with the supporter. Really great card to have in this particular build. Melony is a great inclusion in this League Battle deck allows you to attach a basic water energy from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon V and draw 3 cards. You're going to use Greninja to discard that energy, potentially Ultra Ball as well. Use Melony to get that extra attached so you can get a second Palkia VSTAR going, as well as drawing more cards. Great choice here. Now they've got 3 Melonies here. You might want to add a Raihan in here as well when a Pokemon gets knocked out, but 3 Melony, great regardless. We also get 1 copy of Roxanne, and this is the only disruption card that comes in the deck. You might want to throw in a Judge or 2 here as well, but this one, when you've got your opponent has 3 or fewer prize cards remaining, you can play Roxanne. Both players shuffle their hands into their deck. You get to draw 6 cards. They only draw 2. And this isn't my favorite card because it only works for like half the game. But when you do play Roxanne, it is amazing for you and horrible for your opponent. And at this point in time, it's really one of the only comeback mechanics in the entire game. So Roxanne, excellent addition to this deck. 3 copies of Choice Belt so that you can do extra damage to Pokemon V. Yes, we are moving into an EX world going forward post-rotation, but at least in the immediate term, Pokemon V and VMAX and V-Stars continue to be the dominant force of the game, and Choice Belt is going to be a handy card for the foreseeable future. And again, Palkia being able to hit for upwards of 290 damage with a Choice Belt equipped is excellent. Last but not least, we've got some water energy. We've got 9 copies of basic water energy, which is, yeah, that seems like a fair amount for this particular build. Overall, I think that the construction of this deck is very strong. I really like the 3-2 Palkia along with the Radiant Greninja. It would be nice if they could squeeze in 1 more Palkia V-Star. However, if that meant cutting the Radiant Greninja, no. If it had to be 6 ultra rare or rare Pokemon, I'm glad this is the mix they went with. I'm also glad that they're going with the Bibarel engine here as a draw engine for the deck. I love the fact that it comes with 4 copies of Irida. I like that it's got Roxanne and Melony in here as well. There's some things you could tweak here and there, but overall, I think as is that this deck is very strong out of the box. And if you want to tweak this to be something a little more post-rotation, I don't think you're that far off. Here's an example build from Japan, and they've got pretty much the same framework with the Palkias and the Bibarels and a number of the, yeah, you see some VIP Pass, Ultra Ball, Choice Belt, the Irida and the Melony and the Roxanne, and the Lake Acuity. A lot of the core pieces of this deck post-rotation are already here. If you wanted to go the Ice Rider route, you could just drop in the Ice Rider cards from your Ice Rider League battle deck and put those in here. There's some other cards you could include here as well, like the Drapion and the Lumineon. These are nice inclusions as well. But you don't have to do a lot of work to make this deck like really shine post-rotation. And I will say, based on what they've got here, it's pretty good as is. All right, that is a look at the Palkia V-Star deck list. What are your thoughts on this deck? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Again, it's out on May 5th. And it's going to retail for, let me double check the price. I think I said it right. Yeah, $29.99 US dollars, May 5th. All right, time for me to get out of here. Thank you so much for watching the video. You can find me on all the things, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at In Third Person. You can find me on Twitch at In Third Person, where I stream the Pokemon trading card game every Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Now, if you're watching this video as soon as it comes out, I'm streaming the League Battle deck today. Like pretty much as you're watching this, I will be live on Twitch playing with the League Battle deck. So head over to my Twitch channel. If you're watching this like right now between 10 o'clock and 1 o'clock or something like that, AM Eastern Time. Again, here's the link. Come by, say hello, check out this League Battle deck in action, and check out the website inthirdperson.com for more articles and videos on video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. All right, I will see you on the next one. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and we're out. Later.